The story opens with a shining, gold-clad hero battling a powerful monster. We soon learn that his strength doesn't come from raw ability, but from the faith people place in him. In this world, belief itself creates heroes, meaning anyone has the potential to rise. We're then introduced to Lynn, a regular office worker presenting an advertising idea to his boss. With the Hero X ranking competition approaching, Lynn believes his concept could make a difference. However, his boss immediately shuts him down, calling the idea foolish. Lynn refuses to back down, convinced that even someone ordinary like himself could become a hero. His boss scoffs, reminding him that he has no talent or special power, and orders him to come up with something more realistic. Things quickly spiral when his boss receives a call from Jay, a manager at Tree Man Corporation, who reveals she's already seen Lynn's proposal. Before any explanation can be given, Lynn is blamed for going behind company protocol and is fired on the spot. Soon after, we see him standing on a rooftop with all his belongings, reflecting on how becoming a hero may be possible for anyone. But earning people's trust is the hardest part. While lost in thought, a famous hero named Moon appears and encourages him to stay positive, saying that hardships are part of life. But it turns out to be yet another commercial Lynn worked on. He then sees an advertisement featuring the flawless hero Nice, who speaks about living a perfect life. The footage suddenly glitches, and Lynn snaps, pointing out that no matter how perfect Nice seems, he'll eventually be replaced once he grows old and loses his appeal. To Lynn's shock, Nice suddenly appears in front of him. Before Lynn can process what's happening, Nice calmly walks past, strikes his signature pose, and steps straight off the building. He crashes to the ground below, leaving Lynn frozen in disbelief, wondering why a hero who could fly didn't save himself. Jay quickly arrives at the scene with her security team. Lynn desperately tries to explain that Nice jumped willingly, but Jay orders her men to detain him. All of Nice's upcoming appearances are immediately canceled. When Lynn regains consciousness, he realizes everything was real. He explains that he's the one who sent Jay the advertising proposals, but she demands to know exactly what happened. He tells her that Nice simply walked past him and leapt. Jay then receives a call from her superior son, and as they discuss Nice, Lynn tries to shout the truth, that Nice is dead, but Jay silences him before he can say another word. After the call, Lynn argues that keeping him restrained won't bring Nice back. That's when they notice something unsettling. Lynn looks remarkably similar to Nice. A week later, Lynn undergoes a complete transformation. Jay orders him to memorize Nice's scripts and mannerisms, revealing that they staged Nice's death in the media. From now on, Lynn will live as Nice. Terrified by the responsibility, Lynn doubts he can pull it off. But Jay reminds him that belief defines reality in their world. As long as people trust him, he'll gain power. As Lynn begins interacting with fans, their faith starts to physically change him. His eye color shifts, his voice matches Nice's, and even his hair becomes identical. Jay warns him, however, that trust can disappear far faster than it forms. Lynn is then sent to attend a show alongside Nice's girlfriend, Moon. Nervous that she might see through the deception, Lynn panics, especially when others notice him blushing. He awkwardly claims he only admires her as a fan. Jay shoves him out of the vehicle, and Lynn surprises everyone by confidently greeting Moon, instantly winning over the crowd. At the show, things take an unexpected turn when the usual host is replaced by Enlighter, the 249th ranked hero. Jay is furious about the sudden change, but her team explains that the original host was exposed as a fraud. Enlighter introduces the program, The True Love Recipe, announcing his intent to uncover secrets about Lynn and Moon's relationship. Jay urgently orders her staff to contact the producer and shut down the broadcast. The interrogation begins when Enlighter questions Lynn about Moon's advertising history, asking how many commercials she starred in and their total runtime. Jay immediately dismisses the question as ridiculous, and even Moon admits she wouldn't know the answer. To everyone's surprise, Lynn responds perfectly. After all, he's the one who created those commercials. The crowd is stunned. For the next round, Enlighter brings out a lie detection device and attaches it to Lynn. He directly asks whether Moon is truly his girlfriend, convinced their relationship is fabricated. Lynn realizes that claiming they're dating would expose the truth, so he calmly answers that she isn't his girlfriend. Enlighter is pleased until Lynn adds that Moon is his goddess, the person he swore to protect and the reason he chose to become a hero in the first place. However, Enlighter announces a final stage. He introduces Lynn's former boss, Bob. Bob accuses Nice's agency of building their heroic image on the backs of exploited workers. He claims endless revisions were demanded with promises of extra payment that never came, driving his company into ruin and even pushing one employee to take their own life. When Bob demands compensation, Jay coldly states that their contract was already terminated, meaning he won't receive a single cent. Enlighter publicly criticizes Lynn for failing to honor those debts. Suddenly, Bob lashes out, slamming Lynn into a wall. Fueled by rage, Bob demands his money and attacks with his whip. Lynn narrowly dodges while pulling Moon out of harm's way. He quickly realizes Bob's strength increases with fear. Charging forward, Lynn strikes back, landing clean blows while skillfully avoiding attacks. Spectators assume he's revealing new techniques developed during his time away, and Jay sees it as the perfect public redemption. But Bob refuses to give up. He shouts that he won't let his life's work collapse, then surges forward again, only to be stopped by a sharp blow to the head. Bob rants about the crushing reality of running a business. Difficult clients, unmotivated employees, and people who only appreciate their jobs when they're about to lose them. He explains that the fear of layoffs empowered him, granting control over fear itself. Suddenly, he begins firing glowing termination notices in every direction. Moon realizes he's using them to harvest even more fear from the crowd. Knowing he must end it fast, Lynn steels himself. He tells himself that as Nice, he shouldn't fear his old boss. But even his strongest attacks fail. Bob has grown far more powerful. Exhausted and running out of techniques, Lynn leaps to evade another strike, only for Bob to predict his movement and blast him with a laser. As Lynn crashes down, doubt consumes him. He wonders why he's losing despite becoming a hero admired by millions. Fear begins to overwhelm him. In that moment, he reflects on his past and accepts that the old Lynn no longer exists. Still, he refuses to let Bob be right. Determined to prove that even an ordinary person can become a hero, he pushes past his fear and unleashes everything he has. The final blow shatters Bob's armor. Later, news reports label the incident a terrorist attack. Authorities reveal the attacker was using a fear-amplifying device connected to multiple incidents orchestrated by the Spotlight organization. Jay informs Lynn that his popularity has exploded following the battle. Lynn finally admits she was right. Rather than imitating Nice, he needs to embrace who he's become. Pleased, Jay takes him to his new residence inside Hero Tower, where a hero's ranking determines which floor they live on. Lynn asks about Nice's death, and Jay explains that it was his personal decision. She warns Lynn that one day he'll face a similar choice. Overwhelmed by the size of the tower, Lynn notices a massive statue of himself in the center, something he deeply dislikes. Exhausted, he heads straight to bed, only to discover Moon already sleeping beside him. Gently, he covers her with a blanket, but something feels off. When he looks again, he freezes. Moon is covered in blood.